What's up? What's up? Another day leveled up. It's your boy Salem, back with another one for you. How's everybody been doing? Hope everybody's been doing well. It's all good over here. I can't complain. Very grateful. I'm excited to get into today's topic. We're going to be talking about 3 success secrets I feel no one really talks about. But before we get into today's topic, I just want to let you guys know I have opened myself up to one-on-one consultations. Done a handful already. Very, very pleased on how they've all gone. I'm in communication with you guys still, and I'm helping you guys out because I truly want you guys to become better men at the end of the day. And in doing these consultations, I've realized there's a lot of need and a lot of actual issues that I may have not have made a video on. And instead of being in such a broad sense, I'm able to help you guys on a ground level individually. And with that said, I've also realized like 100% of my subscribers are male. So it'd be dumb of me not to recognize that and realize where people are feeling insufficient. So going forward, I'm making it my priority to make sure it's my mission to help you guys become better men at the end of the day. If that's with dating, if that's with relationships, that's with women, finances, spirituality, or practices and semen retention, whatever you feel you need help with, I will help you with that. I will help you with that because that's what I'm doing for myself. I've been blessed enough to been able to find the mentorship, find the books, being led to a point where I'm able to get myself in a position that I could finally give. So now that I have what I feel I want and continuing to go on that journey of attaining what I feel I love to do in life and things that bring me joy, I'll make sure to always be giving value and making sure now that I have, I will give away. So if you feel you want to finally take that leap and becoming a better man and want to finally seal up your insufficiencies, book a one-on-one consultation with me below. Link in description. Excited to hear from you. But let's get into today's topic. The number 1 success secret I feel no one talks about, and that is how you show up in the world is how the world will treat you. How you show up in the world is how the world will treat you. I'm not sure if you guys have seen the movie Catch Me If You Can with Leonardo DiCaprio, but definitely recommend you watching that. This movie's so good at depicting how you show up in life is how the world will treat you. The world is so naive. Imagine if I showed up wearing a doctor's outfit, telling you about X and X. You will 90% of the time believe me because you have no reason to believe otherwise. I'm showing up and speaking, providing you value and facts with this so-called sickness in a doctor outfit. But you're probably gonna be like, well, this doctor said X and X. And that's what happens in this movie. Leonardo DiCaprio becomes a pilot with no prior experiences. He finds out how to buy the pilot suit, convinces everyone around him to get a seat on the plane. He starts making pilot money. He starts giving back to his mom and dad. He eventually goes traveling around the world, meets a girl, becomes a lawyer, becomes a doctor, does all these different jobs that he just assumes the role. Doesn't ask for permission, he just assumes the role. He's assertive in everything he does, and the world treats him how he shows up everywhere he goes. And he starts scamming the system. But at the end of the day, I don't want to spoil the movie for you, but it all works out for him at the end of it all. It's crazy. Because he was so smart, he still was able to get what he wanted. So be assertive. My experiences with something like that, I would say my first job out of high school was a server at Olive Garden. To be a server at Olive Garden at the time, you had to have prior experience. I'm just getting out of high school. I have no prior experience, but I want to be a server. One of my best friends was a busser there, and he was like, "You're gonna be a busser, you gotta move up." I'm like, I don't want to be a busser. So I go in there, provide my application, I talk to the manager, let her know that I feel worthy enough of being a server, that she hires me as a server. I skipped the whole line, I trumped the system, I hacked reality at the time, and became the server with no prior experience. At the end of the day, people are going to treat you how you show up. I may not have had the skills to be a server at the time, but I had the willingness to learn and felt worthy enough of providing the necessary task and being able to do the duties of a server at the time. Another example, I moved up to Denver like a year after that. A couple years after, I needed a job real quick. So the first one I found was a valet at this hotel. They made sure all the interviews were conducted in a 5-person round table. So I was interviewing with 4 other guys with me at the same table. And going around, this manager is asking us all these different questions. Some of these guys were too timid and didn't know how to express themselves, be assertive in the situation, show the manager that they were capable of even talking and providing a value to him. That I happened to be one of the guys that was handpicked to come back, and I got the job that day because of how I showed up and felt worthy enough of actually being a valet. Mind you, I had no experience on driving a stick shift. I had no prior experience, but I said I did. So you could say I lied, but at the end of the day, I did what I had to do. And they treated me how I showed up. So that very next night, I went home to YouTube and studied how to drive a stick shift. I wasn't the best, but I learned. And I adjusted accordingly. So that leads me into my next success secret that I feel no one talks about, and that's lose the idea of asking for permission. Just do it and adjust accordingly. We have been conditioned since birth to ask for permission. Going through school, we've been told to raise our hand, to go to the bathroom, to speak. You are conditioned for 18 years of your first half of life, fourth, whatever, however long you live. The first 18 years of your life, you're conditioned to ask for permission. You know what that does to you when you finally graduate high school? You are literally a perfect candidate to be an employee somewhere. Scared, timid to actually be assertive and go and take what you feel you're owed, what you feel worthy of, in this life. So an 18-year-old person leaving high school is so naive that they are convinced to go straight into college. They're convinced to go straight into college to find out what they want to finally do. But in the first few years, they're just fucking around, getting drunk, partying, not finding themselves. They don't really find themselves till they're like 21, and that's 4 years wasted, all kind of debt compounded as well. You have to prioritize deconditioning yourself out of needing permission. It's crazy how people feel the need to have a validation or a cosign. Even Kanye West, he has all this money, all this clout, whatever you say, to sell anything. But he allows some people in the clothing industry, the fashion industry, to still get to him because he wants their cosign on something. He will beg them for their approval, for their permission to do whatever he wants to do. And it's like, why do you feel the need? Even at the height of Kanye West, he still feels the need to ask for permission and get a cosign. It's insane. We have to break out of this cycle and just move in that direction. It's not fake it till you make it. If you feel that you could actually provide value in some sense and it is compelling to you, you love what you do, move in that direction. Do not ask for permission. It's not fake it till you make it. You're stepping into the shoes of who you're becoming. It's crazy that even after college, say you want to get a job in graphic design, you graduated with a graphic design degree, but the job you're applying for, the qualifications are you need 2 years experience. You just got out of college. How are you going to have 2 years experience? So you end up going into some job that does not pertain to the degree you just got. You end up serving for a year or two, trying to do these odd jobs to finally get the job that you have a degree with, and finally start applying yourself. But then you get so fed up at the job that you're not using your skills in, that you went to school for, you're like, fuck it. I'm going to actually just apply. I may not have 2 years experience, but I'm gonna say I do because I'm tired, I'm fed up. They end up hiring you. And then you're so disappointed that when you are hired, that they didn't even need to see your diploma. They didn't even need to see your prior work. They're just accepting you on how your resume looked and how you provided value in your interview, or whatever they felt sold on. They're going to accept you as how you showed up. You spent 2 years of your life working a menial job, hoping that you felt good enough and worthy enough of having the job that you wanted and what you felt compelled to have. And that's everyone's problem. We all feel like insufficient at the end of the day. Even with YouTube, even with myself, years gone by that I know I could provide some value, but I don't have the credentials to do and talk about what I feel compelled to talk about. But what credentials are those? There's some people that I may have more credentials more than. There's some people that I may have what they want. Gratitude, being thankful of what I have. People, it's so crazy. Once you actually figure out what you had, what did you do to get what you have? Are you selling yourself short? Are you telling yourself that you have no skills, that you didn't figure out how to will yourself to the point you are now? That is a skill. Majority of people have skills that they're not aware of, that they could provide value for. Gone are the days of putting in 40, 50, 60 hours in of working for someone else. Be smart. Do not work hard, work smarter. You have a skill. Say you know how to code. Say you know how to build websites. Why are you looking for employment? You have the skills to teach other people on how to do what you are trying to apply for a job for. The only thing that's stopping you is the worthiness of feeling that you are capable of performing those tasks and helping people out. It's going to acquire a lot of discipline. For one, discipline in yourself to not get crazy and not be disciplined enough to not drink, get drunk, smoke weed, whatever. But the payoff is way more valuable than staying in a job, having to raise your hand, ask for permission to get time off. So let me get into my third success secret. That's the compound effect, is at work in everyone's success. With this YouTube, with everything I do, I realize persistent consistency is the key. Persistent consistency is the key. The compound effect is an effect in everyone's success. If you're investing, you have to have the patience, you have to have the persistent consistency to keep putting money into that account so that you do get a good return. If you're an artist, you're being persistent and consistent with putting out bodies of work, putting out songs, putting out paintings. If you want to be a basketball player, you're being persistent and consistent with making sure you're practicing so that you have the skills that when the time comes, you're able to perform. Soccer, martial arts. With my YouTube, I'm persistent and making sure I'm consistent with giving you guys value and putting videos out, because I know by doing that alone, it sounds too easy, but being persistent with consistency, the channel will grow regardless. I don't need a crazy viral video. By being persistent and consistent, it's going to compound regardless. So all I have to do is make sure I'm doing what I love to do, to be able to come each day and show up and give my all, give value to you guys. And it will all pay off. That goes for anything, relationships, your job. Persistent consistency is the key. Learning something new in a field that you are compelled to move in the direction of, wherever you feel the love to move, doing that each day, you won't even recognize yourself at the end of the year. You're going to be a whole new person. Persistent consistency. So to wrap that up, the 3 success secrets is how you show up. How you show up in the world is how the world's going to treat you. Number 2, lose the idea of asking for permission in this life. This world is not waiting to call on you. It's not going to wait and be like, hey, I see you over there. You want your dreams fulfilled? I seen your hand up. No. Stop asking for permission. 3rd success secret, the compound effect, is at work in everyone's success. Be persistent and consistent, and you will get what you want. Just acquire the patience, okay? Acquire the patience. But I'm gonna wrap this video up. If you guys feel like you resonated with anything in this video, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Hit the notification bell to be notified when I drop more content. Like I said in the intro of this video, I have opened myself up to one-on-one consultations. If you feel like you are lacking in any area, need help in dating, relationships, women, semen retention, spirituality, book a call with me, description in below. And yeah, just know that a belief may be comforting, but only through true experience could it be liberating. Grant yourself permission to level up. Until next time, it's your boy Salem. I'm out.